Hi there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got an absolute treat for you. If you love gaming, and specifically on the PC and on the Xbox consoles, and you've been playing on one of these controllers for a while, well, you're in for a treat. Today in this video, I'm going to be looking at the new Turtle Beach Recon Controller, and you can see a beautiful device over there. Going to be reviewing it, so stay tuned and let's go check out today's video. So first things first, before we dive into the controller, just a huge thank you to Apex Interactive SA for sponsoring today's video and providing me with this controller for us to review. Now, if you don't know who Apex is, well, they're actually one of the largest distributors in South Africa for gaming software, hardware, and lifestyle products. You can check them out at apexint.co.za. Having said that, let's go and have a look at the box and what's inside. So this is the Turtle Beach Recon Controller box, and you can see it's got a nice little pic of the controller on the front of the box. On top we see it's got a little handy strap there, probably for carrying it out as you've purchased it. And when we look on the side of the box, we can actually very clearly see that it's been designed to work on the Xbox One, Series S, the Series X, and for PCs running Windows 10. Then at the back we can actually see some of the main features of the controller. Audio advantage, we see that it's also mentioning the superhuman hearing, the Pro Aim focus mode, and the cooling grips. The controller connects to any console or to the Xbox console and PC using a 10-inch or 3-meter braided cable, meaning that this, guys, is indeed a wired controller. Now what immediately stands out for me is this whole new top section that's added to the controller. Now let's stop looking at the box. Let's open it and see what's inside. Okay, so as you can see, we have the Turtle Beach package itself, which contains a quick start guide, a little booklet just to help you get started, a cool Turtle Beach sticker, and a support leaflet in case you have any questions. You'll also find an info sheet on the Turtle Beach package that contains a breakdown of the controller's new built-in features with an explanation of what each one does. This is our 3-meter or 10-inch braided cable, which connects to your Xbox and PC via a USB-A type connection and a USB Type-C connector that plugs into the actual controller. It's also great that this is a braided cable, which ultimately means it's going to be more durable. And we need that, especially when you rage quit. Now let's check out the controller itself. And you know, as I am just busy taking this out of the box, I can already feel a difference, and I can see some of the key changes that have been made to this controller as opposed to the original Xbox controller, especially the fact that it feels a lot lighter than a normal controller. So for those of you who have been playing on the Xbox for a while, you've been playing with this beautiful controller, one that everyone has gotten used to over the years. We know the feeling that we have when we do play on this. It's got a good, comfortable grip. They haven't really changed much on this controller. You might be asking, well, what has the Recon got that the normal Xbox controller doesn't have? One of the first things that actually stands out to me are these lovely cooling grips. Okay, so what that does is it actually feels a lot better in your hands. You find that you actually have more grip than the normal Xbox controller. What I've also found is that on the side here, if you look at the shape, it is slightly wider. It's got just a slight bulge as opposed to the normal Xbox controller, right? And again, what this does is it gives you a better feel while playing. You can see we still have all the normal buttons in place, but our arrows are just slightly different. You can actually see what they've done there, so that again, your finger just sort of glides through these arrows. Again, seems to be all about just having a more comfortable feel. Something else that also stands out is the back. Now, we know with our traditional Xbox controller That's what it looked like at the back, and we had our, we have our triggers over there. But immediately when I sort of play on this controller, it feels, and I'm going to use that word often, it feels a lot different. It feels better. It feels like I have more grip. One of the reasons for that is the texture that they've added to this. So you can see those dots over there, and you can even see when you hold up the controller like this compared to the old one, you can see that the shape is slightly different. At the back, we now have these mapping buttons, all right, which are there, and we can program them to whatever we want to. And that's going to tie in with this whole new section that we have on top over here. Now you can see the Xbox button used to be up here. If we just look at the old controller, you can immediately see the difference between the layout up there and this one, the new one over here. Now when I do play on the Xbox and on the PC, I mainly focus on sort of car games, racing games, and also a lot of fighting games. Not so much the sort of first person shooter. The controller feels very comfortable in my hands. It's not like I've got to get used to this new controller. I must say, and I'm going to keep saying it, it just feels good. This is a wired controller, and the brilliant thing about this is when it comes to you using it in the PC, there is no additional software that's required. It's simply plug and play. Thanks, Turtle Beach. Like I said at the beginning, this is a wired controller, and as such, the cable connects to the controller using a USB Type-C connector, which simply plugs in. The other end plugs into any USB port on your PC and your Xbox. Now at the bottom of the controller, you'll also see an audio port, and you'll see it is slightly different to the original Xbox controller. Now this is where you are going to be plugging in your headset using a 3.5mm jack. There are a host of new built-in features which makes the audio experience second to none. Quick tip guys, if you really want to take full advantage of all the audio features of this new controller, guess what headset you want to get? Yes, you want to get yourself a Turtle Beach Recon headset. I need one of those. Shh. Now, as we begin to look at this whole section on top here, don't be intimidated. Don't be afraid of that section. No. If you just go back to your Turtle Beach booklet, as I showed you earlier in this video, you'll see that there is a full layout of exactly what each and every button does. But let's quickly go through it. We have 4 different icons on top. A volume button on the left, a chat volume button on the right, a mode and select button in the middle, plus a special super hearing button to the left. Now these features are here to really allow you to fully immerse yourself into a game, especially when you are playing games, like Fortnite, and you're busy in a 1v1 and you really need to concentrate. That's where these features really shine. So when you press the mode button for the first time, it will highlight the mic monitoring icon, which is the feature that allows you to hear yourself accurately. When you press it for the second time, it will highlight the equalizer option. Now the equalizer option has 4 built-in settings of its own, and you can toggle through these by pressing the select button. Pressing the mode button again will highlight the controller icon, which activates any mappings that you might have for your controller. The 4th icon activates the Pro Aim Focus mode. Now this feature assists you when it's time to focus in for that super snipe kill that you're after. Just look at the difference when it's activated and when it's off. Definitely going to be using this. I can also mute the mic directly from the controller, but best of all, there's a little button called Super Hearing. When activated, this button actually cuts out all the surrounding unnecessary sounds and music and only allows the most critical sounds to come through and makes it even louder. These controllers retail for around $60 to $70 or just over 1,100 Rand if you are in South Africa. Now this is awesome as it's not much more expensive than an original Xbox controller. And you are getting so much more for your money, especially the fact that you can customize the controller to fit your specific needs, whether you are playing on the PC or the Xbox. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're going to be grabbing your controller soon, because it seems to be a bit of a must for those of us who are still using controllers. Thanks again to Apex Interactive SA. and I look forward to seeing you in another video where I'll be doing some more reviews on some cool gadgets and products.